This is called San Bernardino, O San Bernardino. San Bernardino, O San Bernardino, you are all free now. The father, the lover, the husband, the son. The wife, the mother, the girlfriend, each one. The Muslim fleeing oppressed from Iran, another one fleeing just from Vietnam. The Jew, the Christian, the babe, and the guy, all those whose families will always ask why. We pray to the Lord to forgive us from errors, still not expecting a visit from terror. In the quietest community, in a safe place, where our only request is receiving more grace, we do not yet expect terror showing its face. Those dead are now free, but oh, for the living, remains the task of remembering while living those who are gone, and who alive are injured, remember, and barely survive. Forgiveness is ours, but vengeance the Lord's. But now we just need healing mercy outpoured in the quietest community, in a safe place, where our only request is receiving more grace. We do not yet expect terror showing its face. This is called Paris in November. I shall long remember Paris in November, the jostling crowds at concert halls, the papers at the newsstand stalls, the streets, the restaurants, the trains, the enthusiasm at the soccer games, the rain, the magazines, the open air, where men sat reading Baudelaire, Mallarmé, Rimbaud, Apollinaire, others Camus, Sartre, and Cocteau, and some still waited for Godot. And still the gently falling rain dripped from the clouds into the Seine, while gargoyles looked down from above, from the heights of Notre Dame, the Eiffel Tower and the doves, couples on the Champs-Élysées in love. And so, while speaking en français, there comes an end to another day. Indeed, that's how I will remember Paris in November. This is called Apocalypso. O Apocalypso, Apocalypso, wherefore art thou Apocalypso? Some desire universal conflagration. Others just want penetration. But to my exasperation and my consternation, others want inflation with financial calibration. Others want administration of your brain and of our nation. And without hesitation, they destroy your contemplation and all of your creation to eliminate your station, while they promote a sensation that is just a fabrication, to divert infatuation as a form of recreation, while your soul in limbo patient undergoes anesthetization. But there's no investigation of your brain's cross-pollination, with lies and undulations, undergoing tribulations, through all your permutations and your soul's peregrinations, but there is no insulation from their subliminations and their indoctrination as a form of socialization, and now outward indication of your dehumanization or of your isolation until your exhumation. There is just acceleration of inhalation, exhalation, and continuing mortification until your expiration and your inhumation, when there's no more information. just a pause for a reflection and a time for some inspection while you do some introspection until your resurrection, when you take a new you direction. This is called Obama's Pajamas. Obama in pajamas met the Dalai Lama. He had a small crisis when dealing with ISIS. He had to take back what he said on Iraq. He was howling and squealing on the debt ceiling. He growled and he frowned as government shut down. While the world went insane, he practiced his golf game. He refuses the Jews, and it's not some big news. He flies here and there. He flies everywhere. What he says with his mouth, we could all do without. He watches his sports and the game in his shorts. While the world is in crisis, he orders pie slices. He can't deal with the Kremlin, for he has his own gremlins. He can't lead in the land. He makes deals with Iran. So because of the dramas, he wears his pajamas when he meets Dalai Lamas. This is called When Rob Bell Went to Hell. When Rob Bell went to hell, it did not go well, though his books they did sell, at least for a spell. Before it came there were those, even more bellicose. They didn't like Blondie mentioning Gandhi. They disliked the direction of his rabbi's questions. With anger and raging then, they called him Pelagian. They disliked him exploring then the tomes of origin. Though he denied the twist, they cried universalist. He said, does hell exist? They would have none of this. They called him a heretic, and those theological found his rabbinics illogical. His rabbinic direction didn't fit their confession, but the worst explodes were for his footnotes. For he thought of the many and didn't have any. For with a twist new, the source wasn't here with you. What sparked even more rage? Half a bibliography page. And the worst of his sins was to say that love wins. To L.A. he went a ways, supporting marriage for gays. Evangelicals thought this insane, so they took his name in vain. Him they saw no hope for when he joined up with Oprah. Oh yes, I can tell how his books they did sell, at least for a spell. But it didn't go well when Rob Bell went to hell. I'm going to do just one more. This is called The Imam of Islam from Dar es Salaam. The Imam of Islam from Dar es Salaam sat by sea upon Guam while he read the Quran. He prayed and did sing on, and then said in Klingon about how in the Kirk he once lectured on shirk. He made known his opinions, and then the Virginians raised questions on fate's eschatological state. From tomes published of late, and did exegesis on Mohammed and Jesus, Confucius and Buddha, and in plenitude, multitude of opinions were advanced by Virginians on free will and fate and the predestined state until it was late. Then the Imam of Islam from Dar es Salaam went elsewhere on Guam to call on his mom.